And there we are. Greetings, community. It's Kevin, NCBD Comics, and I'm here to bring you another edition of Kevin's most anticipated reads tomorrow for New Comic Book Day, 7/19/2023. Apologize for being on the mute there. I was having a good time talking to myself. Hey, no, I just want to take a moment to say that I appreciate the fact that you guys are here in the live. For Christina, hey, da-da-da. Yo, bro, how you go? What do you know? Appreciate you being here, Sith. And Las Cruces, buddy, as always, man. You here's first. And man, appreciate you. Seriously. And those that catch me on the rewind, thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate you. Seriously do. And let's start off by saying we're going to start off this week with Marvel. Blade's coming out. Remember I've been talking about this month? That I've been waiting for this? I mean, you kind of knew that I was going to be like one of the top on my list, right? I'm saying past, I don't know, 4 or 5 months since we've seen his daughter cruise around, we knew that, hey, I was really looking forward to this book coming out. Seriously, I knew that she was just kind of a segue to this book, Blade issue #1 coming out. And Marvel, I greatly appreciate the fact that you did this. It's pretty high on my most anticipated reads. But moving out from Blade issue #1, we're going to talk over at the Extreme Venomverse issue #5. Now, this finishes out for the 5 of 5 issues that, well, in my opinion, have been rather interesting. They've never done this whole, I don't know, into the verse type thing with Venom. It's pretty cool to see all these new characters. And this week with the whole Jeffrey thing is going to be probably one of my most anticipated of the 3 stories that are going to be in this book. Now, as I made mention that this was a 5-issue mini, and all of which are rather unique and bring you all new characters and stories and just all new Venoms. What better way for a symbiote slut like myself, and maybe those of you that are similar like me, this was an ultimate read. So moving out from this, I'm looking forward to them bringing something like this back, but the 5 issues was perfect for me. Now, moving out from this Extreme Venomverse, which I really do highly recommend, pick up on trade, we're going to move out to the Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones issue #5. Now, much like the Extreme Venomverse type thing and the whole Spider-Verse stuff, this gave us whole new characters. And what the cool thing was, it gave us familiar characters, but in a whole new way. You'll have to see how they end up cloning Gwen Stacy and splicing them with the characters that they did to see what I mean. But this issue's 5 of 5 also finishes out this whole mini. So if you're really interested in this, I suggest picking up as a trade, because I'm looking really forward to finishing out this 5th, because it's been nothing but a rather unique journey, adventure of a spliced way. To understand what the hell I'm talking about, you have to pick it up. All right, moving out from Marvel, we're going to cruise over to IDW, and we're going to talk about a whole lot of turtle stuff. Starting out with TMNT / Usagi Yojimbo, Where When, issue #5 of 5 again. This is a story that was, well, highly anticipated me for go ahead and do the whole TMNT Usagi crossover thing again. I love these guys. So as many times they can do it, I'm going to pick it up every single time. And this was a rather unique journey because it deals with time travel in a whole different way. So I'm not going to ruin it for you. But again, if you're interested, it's another one you can pick up and trade. I know this is going to be an ongoing thing throughout this. All right. But moving out from that TMNT, Usagi Where When, issue #5 of 5, we're going to talk about TMNT versus Street Fighter, issue #2. 5, I believe, maybe 4. Anyways, this is a really different one, and I believe the first time they ever did their crossover. The cool thing about this is they're working together to go ahead and solve a mystery. People keep disappearing after the tournaments. What the hell's happening? The only way you can find out is by picking it up, and issue #2 breaks it down a little bit more. But moving out from TMNT Street Fighter issue #2, we're going to talk about TMNT Last Ronin Lost Day Special, issue #1. It may be seen like it's just a money grab, but the cool thing is they've been breaking down a lot of cool in-between stuff that's been happening in the history future of what transpires in this whole Lost Ronin, Lost Days, Last Ronin, you know what I mean. And I've been rather enjoying it because it's actually, like I said, been filling in gaps that I was kind of curious what led up to this, what transpired and all this. we get a lot of that. And between this and the other specials that we've seen, so hey, if they keep tossing these specials out, and if it's considered just a money grab, keep taking my money. Moving out from IDW and moving over to Omni Press, we're going to talk about Xeno issue number 2. Xeno issue number 1, I really didn't get to jump into because I've yet to get my stuff. However, I did receive an Ashcan special that really was an ultimate teaser for me, and that's why I'm looking forward to both issue number 1 and issue number 2. Being that I don't have a whole lot to say, I can't really say a whole lot. So moving out from Omni Press, the Xeno issue number 2, we're going to talk about Toy over in the King Spot area. Toy issue number 3 is an all ages type book. I believe it's going to end up becoming an animation. Now, that was one of the things that initially allured me, but after reading this thing, I kind of really fell in love with this character. I highly recommend those who've never even heard of Toy to go check it out. Again, it's King Spot, and it's definitely for the younger of the adults and the younger minded of the adults. It's not going to help you figure anything out in life other than how to have fun. But moving out from King Spot, Toy issue number 3, we're going to talk about the whole Image area. Now, Image Comics has actually been really exploding, and if you really look at what they've been doing and what they've been trying to go about in the progress from the past 4 years to right now, is to slowly build and establish, well, not only big names, but trying to establish worlds within the worlds. Let me explain. We're going to first talk about Big Game issue number 1 by Mark Millar. And now he's the creator of the whole Kick-Ass, Magic Order, Kingsman, Nemesis, so forth. Also, one of my favorites that came out, which was that the whole teen vampire thing. God, now I even forgot what it is. My point being is that Big Game issue number 1 ties all these universes together. Seriously. This is one of my most anticipated reads for that very reason, how he's going to seamlessly tie all this stuff together. It won't be forced. It'll be beautifully done, in my opinion. I've already seen some of this stuff, and between the art and the writing, it's going to be a huge world. And this is what Image has been doing, is allow creators, McFarlane, Miller, to go ahead and create these rather large worlds within the Image universe and establishing multiple series that have worked well within Image and now are working well in their own universe within Image. Now you kind of understand what I'm stating. But again, what I'm talking about is tomorrow, coming out on New Comic Book Day, 7/19/2023, Big Game issue number 1 by Mark Millar is going to tie all these things together, and it's really high on my most anticipated reads. However, it just got edged out by this one. And this one, I mean, my Blue Light special for this week is Void Rivals issue number 2. Now, issue number 1 really blew my mind. It really established this whole, I guess it's referred to as the Aragon universe, and how it's supposed to play out between the, now I'm sure it's not that much of a spoiler. We're going to tie in G.I. Joe, Transformers, and just these rivals of whoever. Now they're finding out they're of the same species. And I have a feeling a few other things. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me like Micronauts or something else jump in there. And I am so Blue Light Special anticipating this like you wouldn't believe how all this is going to tie together. We're going to have seen stuff down the road, more G.I. Joe stuff coming through the Image universe, and because of Kirkman, and we're going to see more stuff on the whole Transformer side, and it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which I was talking about earlier, which is this universes within a universe, which I'm so thrilled and Blue Light Special about. And that's it for me. NCBD. Thank you for watching.